What's up, guys? It's your boy Dope Randy, back at it again with the fifth race of the season. This time we're going to the Irish Hills of Michigan for the Firekeepers 50. No, not 100. I take that back. As we're going to Michigan International Speedway. Last race at New Hampshire, that was the race. We did pretty good. We won a state, our second stage of the season. We started second, won stage 1 in dominating fashion, surprisingly. Second stage, finished third, and then at the end of the race, had a chance, was up there competing for the win, but a bad pit stop foiled that plan. And then we got caught up in traffic and we just couldn't do anything with it. Finished third place at New Hampshire. A broken track in this game, which I'll take a third place considering the problems we've had at New Hampshire. So this time we're going to Michigan, like I said. And Michigan, as you can see, we're running the Kroger Quick List scheme this race. We felt like it was appropriate for the track. And we start in 13th for the qualifying as Trilogy just turns dead left. For I don't know why. And then me and Luke in that 15 of Cam, we're just three pretty fast Mamma James. We're just going to come up through this field. And then the inside just opens up and I'm going to take it. Then all of a sudden, bam! I don't know what happened as we come back up into traffic and I almost flipped. Not really. Another bam. We're going to get her straightened up. But I mean, as another wham. But I don't know what happened. But I think whoever was on the outside of Luke in the 20 came in, doored him in turn 3 basically. And then Luke doored us. This good thing it was qualifying. But really, not good. That's all I'm going to say. It's just not a good situation. As we only have 2 laps to try to get a qualifying lap. Something resembling a qualifying lap. As Dunn just scolds up the track. Don't come down. And he doesn't. Okay. As we're up to 15th, I get a nice draft off B-Mole in that 62 and easy peasy lemon squeezy. As this is not the start we envisioned, but we're coming to 1 lap to go in the qualifying race, presented by Mayfield, #cheap plug. But as you can see, we're getting a pretty nice run in turn 1. Pretty fluent and easy. We get a draft. We're getting a pretty good draft from all these guys, actually. You don't want to do much movements with the steering wheel, as we're going to get around some of these guys, and I'm going to get a nice total Luke at the end. As we hit 203, coming to the flag, and we hit a 37.028, which, considering where we was about to flip about 2 minutes ago, I will take that. And as we wait to see what happens, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and comment down below to interact with Cheap Plug Nation and Team Randalls which includes me, Mayo Coop, Cam Black, who's P2, Inca 3112, who's in P9, and Rebel Kush, who did not attend this race, or did not participate because he was at the new Tonal Field, or not the new Tonal Field, I call it the new Tonal, SunTrust Park, watching his Atlanta Braves. Good luck to him, and all that. So we get 6th. I would take that, considering all the circumstances that happened. Pretty much no surprise. Pretty much not much surprises. I mean, Strauss getting 4th. Good for him. And then we see Cam in P3. Not many people give him I think many people write him off because because of the trouble he's had, but I would take him as the first person, and I would ride with him to the end. And then Luke starting 10th. Yeah, me and Luke got caught up in that. I got 6th. He got 10th. Got the better end of the deal. But I mean, it's not much of a improvement. So as we wait for the race to start, I mean, Michigan is a big, wide track, so if you can get the draft, you're golden, basically, as long as you keep it, as long as you can remain in tow with the lead pack. I know it's not Daytona, but I mean, it's kind of like a Daytona and Talladega with all the drafting that can go on. So as long as we just survive, we'll be okay. As the green flag is out, stage 1, 14 laps. As we jostle for a position, I decided to play it safe and just check down to the bottom. We do lose the spot, however, but we are on the inside, and I believe that's where you want to be the whole time. As Strauss is going to go extremely high, but that does not work out for him, as he will drop back to, as I would get around him for 6th. And then they are side by side. Now they clear it out, but for West Bank gets contact with T Mills. Crazy. But that's going to allow me to get by him and TG for 4th place. Cam is 1st, Hunty is 2nd, Spank 3rd, I'm in 4th, Trilogy 5th. But the inside line just continues to be OP, as we're going to get around Hunty for 3rd place. Again, we're just starting out, trying to get a feel for what we're doing here. Trilogy decides to make a move up high, but that does not work for him at all. And then I get hung out on the inside, but no one wants to draft with me, and I'm going to end up losing some momentum. Are we going to get underneath TG again? We do have help from that inside line. If Hunty and Trilogy, and here they come. And we're going to be able to no, we're not going to clear them. Now we're going to clear them. Evan Spank gets loose, or something happened. And we're gonna go by him for 2nd place. And then I give the slightest inkling of inside line, and there goes Hunty, getting around him for 2nd. And I would just like to make a correction. I said in the last video there were no drivers locked into the playoffs. Well, I was wrong. Hunty is actually locked into the playoffs, as he did win the Daytona race and another race that I forgot. But I'm sorry. And also, Major would go on to win another race. He would go on to win the other race in this lobby. So, Hunty and Major were locked into the playoffs. So, I know Assaulting Someone was not too happy about that I incorrectly said that, but yeah, GG. Back to the race. We're still fighting like crazy. We've fallen back to 4th here, but I'm not really concerned. You can make up spots at Michigan pretty quickly as TG decides to come down, and Trilogy. The two roommates, as I slam the door on a potential pass, as Luke Riley has decided to join the party in 5th place, getting around Spank. But again, it's Cam Black getting the lead at the moment. I know he's really thirsty for that first ever win in Cup. And could today be the day as Hunty makes contact with us? And we're going to be forced on to pit road. But jeez Louise. It was like, good Lord, it was like the second spirit just coming down and just putting us on pit road. Pit road. For a 37. But the reason I'm not mad is because A, we have T-Mills and Spank in a 3-person tandem. So it's not like I'm by myself. And two, we're within our window to make it. So, yeah. So we're basically just going to be chilling. Basically. We're just waiting on the others to cycle. Now notice, now that all 3 of us took 2, I think TG actually took 4 tires. The stun comes up into the preferred line, and I'm going to have to catch it on the high side. But that's going to allow that 10 to get to us. Now you'll notice something about him. He's extremely fast, but he's also extremely loose. As we got 5 laps to go, we're still in 6th place as the remaining people are coming out of the pits. There's Ready Player, but not your Ready Player. As Spank is going to get under us. But he gets loose and has to catch it in the infield and swerves back up. He saves it. We're all A-OK. But he had a chance to get around me for the eventual 3rd place. But he just lost it. Just straight up lost it. As we're coming to 4 laps to go. The last of the pit stops have finished, so we all in 3rd place. He gets loose again. And then he gets really loose. And that's going to allow TG on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires to get all the way in the 4th place. As I feel like he's flying at the moment. Now Cam is still winning with 3 laps to go. However, I think he took a can and no tiles. A can and no tiles, and that tile disadvantage is coming back to bite them. As T-Mills is right there. They are now side by side, and then like magic, poof. Literally like magic, he just goes poof as his internet decides to give the middle finger to him, and he lags out of the race. And he's going to finish dead last. And that is just tragic for that team. That is just brutal. Brutal in that effort. I feel so sorry for him. I really do. But I hope he just continues to fight, because you never know what's going to break your way. As we got one lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank, hashtag cheap plug, me and TG has decided to draft, and we are catching T-Mills, not by a lot though, and that's going to be our detriment. The gag's decreasing, but I don't know if we're going to get there. We're not going to get there in time unless he has a major oof in turn 3, which he gets through it pretty good. And for stage 1, effing T-Mills is going to get the win. I'm going to get second though, and I will take that. You know, I'll take a second place in stage 1. Get some good stage points for us. And our Kroger Quickless Chevy Camaro. As you never know when you're going to need those stage points. As we wait on everybody to pit, a reminder that Major Spy did win the other lobby, and that was his second win, because he was in my lobby when he won his first, when he secured the bag. So he's in the playoffs. Hunty's now in the playoffs. Well, he was, but, you know. So second stage, it's about to start. We're starting second. But like y'all have noticed, the inside line is OP. And I would give a leg and a limb, an upper limb, to be on the inside. As T-Mills is going to go recent by us, TG is going to go by us, T-Bone is going to be beside of us. As we get figuration, and then I don't know what Spank was trying to do on that move. I don't know what he was trying to do, but I tried a side draft off T-Bone, and Spank just, I don't know what that was. But anyway, we did lose 3 spots on that because of the high line, which is what I expected. So we're just going to fall back in line. Nice and neat. I mean, the top 5 are separated by a half a second as TG almost just got burnt playing with fire in that number 2 discount tile Ford. Almost just got caught playing with fire. And then we're going to be underneath T-Bone with that. He had a terrible run down the back stretch. And then we're going to get around him as Dunn and T-Bone make contact. Back for 5th place. As we're just chilling in 4th place watching these 3 battle. And it's pretty much... Hunty decides to go crazy. But thank the Lord he didn't pinch T-Bone. I mean, not T-Bone, TG. As Hunty would have been killed. But, as T-Mills and TG come down pit road, there's an actual strategy plot to this stage in particular. As you have to pit to make it. Or actually, no. I don't know. It's great. You can do a bunch of stuff. But I know there's going to be people trying to save. That's the point. And basically, we have to try to stretch the gap out as much as we can. Because we don't want to give them a chance at all to think they have a chance. If we crash, it's going to let the people try to save have an edge. That didn't make any sense, probably, but if you was in the situation, you'd understand what I'm talking about. So, me and Hunty are 1-2, and we're trying to get away from everyone trying to save, and or hasn't made the pit stop yet. So, as you can see, there's only like 5 people who hasn't pitted yet. And, yeah, we're just pretty much just ride until our cycles, until our crew tell us to come in, which Hunty decides to come down now. I'm probably going to come in the next lap, because I don't want to be out there for too long. That wouldn't be good. So we do get to lead our first laps of the day, which, I mean, I'm not really, it's all good. In our 37. I'm just hoping we can be with the leaders when these pit stops cycle out as we do come down pit road. And we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Now the question is, how many people was trying to save? And or where are we going to be at in relation to everybody else around us, like TG, T-Mills, Hunty, and all of them? So we're going to be 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? 11th? Oh boy. As that is not what I envisioned at all. As we have a lot of people trying to save. As there's one just easy. Now these guys who are trying to save, we ought to just pluck them off one by one, but the problem is there's only 3 laps to go. As 2 people did come down pit road. So we're up to 8th. But we're just going to follow T-Mills as I hit the wall. Hopefully we can do something in this stage, resembling something productive. I mean, we all getting stage points, which I'll take. But you gotta be an asshole about it. You have to take all the points you can. As you see, someone is slowing, and that would be Spank, who Someone else came down pit road, and he was full of position as he is trying to save. Okay. That's all I gotta say is okay. So, we're up to 6th now. As the car just gets really loose. Whoa, as we catch it. Coming out of 3. Oh, boy. As we've got 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Coca-Cola, hashtag cheap plug. As we might have just saved our race. As that was a huge moment. Huge moment. As I don't think we're going to get anyone for 5th. That was a lot better turn 3, but it's not going to matter. We're going to get 6th place for stage 2. And now I'll take a 6th place. I'll take a 6th place. Who won the stage? Hunty won the stage. And look who finished 2nd. DJ Craze. Mr. Where did he come from? Literally, where did he come from? As I am astounded. And then T-Mail's done me, Spank, LKG, Luke, and T-Bone. As we get ready for stage 3, we see we have strategy. Trilogy took 2 tiles. And I can't see who's winning, but he was in the top 5. I think it's Hunty. Yes. So, this is the all-important money stage, if you will. We gotta get good on this restart as we're gonna make it 3 wide. Oh, and we're swerving. My heart rate is immediately going up. As we're still 3 wide. I do have the preferred line. As we're going to get under TG. And that 14 are done. As Powell. I don't know who was behind me. But that just took out a big boatload of people. The top 5 might be left. And now I'm in a pickle. Because I'm all by myself. As contact was made. But no, yeah, as you can see, we're kind of stuck. We're barely getting trilogies draft. And speaking of Trilogy, let's give a shout out to him for making that strategy call. And it looks like it's going to work with them. He was back in the teens. He's now up to 4th place. But we all charging pretty quickly. And those 2 titles are going to be dreadful eventually. As we just ran our fastest lap of the entire race on that last lap. So we have now caught Mr. Trilogy in that beautiful number 7. As the move might be we can try to catch him, but those 2 tires ain't just going to do it. As we're going to go side by side. We're going to still be side by side into turn 1. That was close. He clips the apron. He's going to wash up the track. And that's going to be... Are we clear? Maybe. Yes, no, maybe so. Now you'll... That is a clean pass. We're up to 4th. But the problem is we've kind of lost touch with that 3-core pack for the lead. And so... we're gonna need some help to get up in that 3-core pack. And I would like the Trilogy to try to push me, but as you can see, those 2 tires they're just not working for them. As we'll come into 12 laps to go. And we're basically about to end. We are basically about to enter a very dangerous phase for this race, as we're about to enter no man's land. Which means it looks like those 3 are basically gone. Even though they're only 8/10 and 1 second behind, I can't catch their draft. And if they do decide to start the draft, it's game, set, and match before I can even blink. And we've pulled away from Trilogy, sadly. So yeah, like I've said, we've entered no man's land. And we're basically we're just riding at this point, as we got 10 laps to go, and I'm just going to be hopeful that something happens, because it looks like, judging by the way this is going, we're basically going to be locked into a 4th place finish, as the fuel light does come on. We're pretty low on gas. We decide to make a move, and we're going to follow those 3 leaders, and we're going to come down with those 2 leaders. And we're going to come down pit road right now. We're going to come down pit road right now. And we're going to take 2 tires just to see. We're going to take 2 tires just to. Something needs to change for us to win this race. And suddenly, we are out ahead of Mr. Hunting and Mr. DJ. So this plan is right now working. T-Bone still has to pit. But yeah, this plan is working at the moment. Now this is a pretty calculated risk, but I think it's a smart one. Because if you looked at the situation, I felt like I was pretty locked into 4th place, and that's where I was. So I just want a chance to see what I can do in a major situation. And 2 Tires has won this race before, so you never know. As T-Bone decides to make his pit stop. As we've got 7 laps to go. Now, here's a problem. in the draft, we were pretty fast. We're pretty fast. Solo. If we were in a solo pack, basically just us, I didn't feel like we was that fast. So, and in addition, DJ and Hunty has decided to do a 2-person tandem, which is not what we wanted at all. So, yeah, this is not good. As they're catching us pretty quickly, and Team Else is pulling away from us. Just straight nasty. As we're coming to 5 laps to go. And we're basically just going to drop the wheels off this thing. Because I don't think we're going to get the win. But I mean, second is better than fourth. Even though they're probably going to catch us, I'm just going to try to drive the wheels off this thing. And hope they don't catch us. They don't catch me in time. As we're coming to 4 laps to go. But yeah, Team Mills is dead and gone. Basically. Dead and gone. And if he wins, he will also be locked into the playoffs. So we can have 3 people within 5 races getting into the playoffs. So that would be something. As we're coming to 3 laps to go. And they've cut it to within a half a second. 4 tenths, 3 tenths, and I mean, I think it's game, set, and match for that, as here they come. And I'm just going to wave the white flag. There goes Hunty. And then DJ's going to eventually get heel. Eventually. But there he goes. And with 2 laps to go, we're just going to try to latch on to the draft and just right at the last 2 laps. But as you can see, we have another problem as we get massively loose. Like, that is ridiculously loose. And now the fact that I've driven these tiles, I've pretty much worn these tiles. It's going to come back to kill us, as we're just power sliding right here at that point. We're just in a major power slide. As we're coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by BJ's Travel Center, #cheap plug. But as you can see, we just don't have any grip at all. It's like we're gonna spin out on every time we turn left. It feels like we're gonna spin. And with a 2-second lead on Trilogy for 5th, we're basically just gonna take it easy and don't kill anything. And Timo's is going to win. Hunty's going to finish 2nd. DJ's going to finish 3rd. I'm going to get 4th. And I will take that. Because, I mean, you know, we just survived, basically, towards the end. It was worth the gamble. And yeah, 4th. I would take a nice 4th place. Now, as we look at the top 10, we're going to give a shout out to Inca312. His first Cup top 10 in his career, and at number 55. Give that man a sponsorship, someone. Drop him for Team Randy, which is yours truly. But yeah, that's good, giving him a top 10 in his first ever race. I mean, not his first ever top 10, in his third race. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, basically, congratulations to Timus on getting the bag. The bag was secured by him today. He is locked into the playoffs. We knew we had to try something to not be fourth. We did too. If it was 47 laps, it would have been just fine, but it didn't pay off. We got fourth, so no harm, no foul, but yeah, we'll take it. But that's it for Michigan. The next race is going to be Dover and the Monster Mile. I like that place. I think we can do pretty good. Will you watch? Like the screen says, subscribe, and you'll find out. See you there.